Hello friends, welcome to Akulmach Live and I am CK. Today you might have seen that there has been a very positive reaction from Mr. Elon Musk about the India decision which is primarily related to the spectrum allocation. And this is not a decision, this is just an announcement, and on such an announcement from the Indian minister, Elon Musk has expressed such positive, appreciation for the Indian government decision. So, in today's live stream, we will understand this in totality. What is the meaning of this spectrum allocation when it comes to space? Because this is related to space, not usual spectrum allocation, and why Elon Musk and Starlink are so happy. Let us first begin with the understanding what is the spectrum when it comes to telecom regulation or authority. So telecom spectrum is basically the spectrum which travels through the air, and those frequencies are reserved by the telecom operators. Like if you look at India as a market, then there are so many telecom operators like Jio or Airtel. If you go to US, Verizon, AT&T, and so on. If you go to Singapore, Singtel, and so on and so forth. So each country is having some sort of bandwidth, which is the frequency bandwidth allocated to a particular telecom operator. That means all the telephones which are operating from that telecom operator will operate only at that frequency. That frequency will be reserved for example, Airtel, for any other player, and those are different frequencies. That means if you have Airtel SIM, then it will work only at that particular frequency. Now, to allocate that frequency, you need to go through the bidding process. That means it used to be open auction. Government will say that, look, I have these frequencies, 10 frequencies. Come and bid for these frequencies, whichever you want. Bid the highest price, and I will allocate that particular frequency only for you. So this used to be allocation process. This allocation process started literally when the 2G spectrum was being allocated to the telecom operator way back in 2000 and before that. After that 3G came, and after that 4G came. For all these different allocations, frequency allocations, when it comes to 2G, 3G, 4G, now 5G, there has been an auction. However, what are we discussing about today is the spectrum allocation when it comes to this space telecom communication. Internet and the mobile telephony is getting beamed down from space, and that is where the Starlink and the new initiative of Geo and a lot of other companies are competing in this area. They want to get out of this cable-based internet services or a tower-based internet services to the satellite-based internet and mobile telephony services. So anything which is above the ground of India literally belongs to the Indian government, and as the logic would have been that the spectrum should have got through an auction. However, the Indian government announced that they will not be conducting the auction. They will be actually allocating the bandwidth which is coming from the satellites based on the administrative methods. So these administrative methods may be involving some sort of minimum thresholds, readiness, how long you can provide the services, to what extent you can provide. Whole lot of administrative points may be there. Based on that, the frequency which is coming down from the space will be allocated for the telecom operator. Now, this is moving away from the usual tested tried method for last 25 years, almost quarter of a century. By the Indian government, they have moved away from that, and they are going towards a more rational method of allocating frequency when it comes to the satellite. So why they are doing that? Now we have understood what is the spectrum, why they are moving away from the auction-based system to administrative-based system. Let us understand that. That is because of the International Telecommunication Union. In short, this is known as ITU. This is a telecommunication union within the purview of United Nations. So ITU decides how the telecom industry would function globally. And the ITU is basically it's a union, so they are always keeping in mind the interest about the telecom operators, and also democratization of all the processes and all the efforts in the telecom sector globally. And their intention is to basically make sure that everything is uniform across the world, and any government of any country should not come up with a lot of radical ideas in order to making the functioning of the telecom operator so absurd in that country. So these ITU actually creates a framework, and therefore the Indian government has decided to follow the ITU standard. In a way, they are thinking global, not local, when it comes to telecom operator. Now there are a lot of advantages by following the guidelines. First of all, the attitude of the Indian government will look like it's a global methodology that they are adopting, and in future, any consumer, having a connection from a telecom operator will be able to um, use the global charge system, global methodologies in order to shift from one telecom operator to other. So it's like spreading the wings and not limited to the auctioneering process, and they are actually looking at the administration. So that means there will not be one or two players who can afford that high price of auction. Now there will be a level playing field for everyone to participate in the satellite telecom or satellite internet services, which is now going to boom in India. So this is the reason that I explained that why the Indian government is doing this. They are getting rid of the old auction-based system to a much more administrative-based system going forward, and that is why Elon Musk has praised Indian government. And this is a global alignment. So now a lot of other people who are ready with their services with the satellite-based communication devices and network, very similar to Starlink of Elon Musk, and also the web link of Geo and Airtel. They are also working out with their own satellites, and I think by end of 2024, Geo will be ready with their satellite network. And if there are any other player, if there are any other player who wants to participate in providing telecommunication services in India, they will be much more welcome than the smaller player going through the auction system. If there was auction, the smaller player would not even get a chance to start their service, because the larger player will have deeper pockets and they will be able to bid higher. And once they bid higher, that means they eliminate the small player to participate. But with the new system, there will be a lot of opportunities for everyone to participate in India, as long as they fulfill the administrative requirement, whatever legal obligations that Indian government will put on the operators. So that is why the alignment towards the global strategy is much more evident in this case. And in fact, the future is the space, and laying cable is quite limited, and you can reach out your services only to urban areas. However, if you use the satellites, then you will always be connected, whether you're in city, urban area, or a rural area, or even in the forest. There will be no need for separate satellite telephones. You can use your mobile phone, always connected wherever, whichever part of the country you are roaming around, or traveling, or walking around, things like that. So this is a much more open system, and that is why Elon Musk is praising a lot. Since yesterday, we are hearing very, very good things, very good comments from Elon Musk about the Indian government, and he has also said that this is unprecedented. Coming from Indian government, which is quasi-social in their approach. India being a very large country, the government has to look at the social angle always. They cannot get out of a completely socialism to a fully capitalism, because there are a lot of people who survive on the basis of socialism, and there are benefits which are directly transferred from the government to the citizen. So this kind of decision coming out from Indian government is definitely groundbreaking, and that is why Elon Musk is saying that this is unprecedented. And since Starlink is a company which is an American company, if they had to bid in India, then the bidding process would be much more stringent as compared to the administrative requirement that they would need to fulfill. Now, there are two large players which are ready with their satellite network uh, over the surface of India, which is Geo and Starlink. Their satellites are always roaming around in the space, and they are ready to provide the telecom services, and they are ready to basically take new subscribers, or probably migrate their existing subscribers to the satellite based internet services. So I think these are the two players, and that is why the Starlink can immediately enter India, and that is why it is quite exciting for Starlink and also Elon Musk to come to large territory, large opportunity land like India, and that is why Elon Musk is very, very excited about. So, future expansion. Well, the future is space, as I said already. There are a lot of expansion and potential possible, business expansion potential possible when it comes to space. At any point in time, your mobile device must be connected to at least 2 to 3 satellites in the space over your head, and these satellites are not too far off, 100 to 300 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. And as long as your mobile is connected to 2 or 3 satellites, and that will triangulate the network, and then you will have 100% access at any point in time with a huge uptime of more than 99%, and which is good enough for general public and also businesses. So there's going to be a lot of changes with this kind of network coming into India, because people so far open their office, they have their physical locations, and they will have a lot of people working from one location, and things like that. The location based services will actually dissolve, and people can be mobile and they can be anywhere. They can work more freely, and they can be connected to the world always. So the expansion looks very exciting. I think this is a very exciting move by the Indian government, which is going to benefit businesses and also citizens of India, and it is going to have level playing field for a lot of telecom operators. There will be no initial huge funding requirement, which is obtaining license for by way of auction, and therefore this is going to be very, very different from what we have seen so far in last 25 to 30 years of telecom journey, especially the mobile wireless journey in India. So friends, what do you think about this? Do you think this is a great move? Do let me know. If you have any questions regarding this subject, please do not hesitate to send it across. So thanks for watching me live, and I will catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.